dear children. In the last class, we covered the unit Understanding of Maps. Today, we are going to start a new unit that is Earth and Biosphere. Earth and Biosphere. This incident took place about 4500 million years ago. A part of the Sun got separated and exploded. The resultant pieces of the explosion became 8 planets, including the Earth and their satellites. Due to the continuous boiling, heavier materials were concentrated around the center of the earth and lighter materials got themselves arranged above the layer. The gases that emanated gradually formed an outer layer enveloping the earth. This process continued for millions of years. Still, the earth's surface remained very hot. Water vapor and other gases came out from the interior of the earth through continuous and extensive volcanic eruptions. This water vapor cooled down to form clouds and led to rains then lasted for many years. Low lying areas on the surface of the earth were flooded. Thus, oceans were formed. It took several thousands of years for any form of life to appear on earth. Gradually, thousands of species of plants and animals that we see today evolved, and finally, the human beings. Let's watch a video of this. From this explanation and video, we can understand that the evolution of land, water, air, and life forms on the earth. Earth's lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere are the basic for the existence of biosphere. The first layer is lithosphere. Huge mountains, broad plateaus, expansive plains, coastal areas, deserts, islands, and various landforms under oceans. Earth's surface is very much diverse. This solid portion of the earth, which contains all the landforms, rocks, and soil, is called lithosphere. The highest peak, Mount Everest, and the deepest trench, the Challenger Deep of Pacific Ocean, are all parts of lithosphere. Mountains, plains, trenches, and volcanoes, as seen on the land, are also found under the oceans. These are all come under the lithosphere. Here are some pictures related to how the lithosphere is used to man. From these pictures, we can understand that by roads we use for transportation and fields for cultivation, lands for building homes, and also for mining. From these pictures, we can understand that lithosphere is made up of rocks and soil. Soil is essential for survival of man, plants, and animals. So, soil is a part of lithosphere. Knowing the soil. Rocks exposed to sunlight, rain, and snow for many years began to disintegrate. Sometimes chemical changes also occur in them. When the dead remains of plants and animals decay, it adds humus content to the soil. Soil is formed through such process that take place constantly over thousands of years. It contains a fixed amount of water, air, humus, and microorganisms. Soil often loses its fertility because of man's unscrupulous activities. Let's find out some activities that adversely affect soil fertility. Two are given there. Excessive use of fertilizers, excessive use of pesticides. Let's find out. Soil which is formed due to hundreds of years of activities is either lost or destroyed due to man's indiscreet actions. They affect not just the soil but also the lithosphere. Some examples are given below. First one is disappearing paddy fields. Vast paddy fields were once Kerala's unique feature, but now our paddy field and other wetlands undergo reclamation by being filled up with soil for human purposes. By doing this, we are causing permanent damage to these natural sites of rainwater percolation. In some places, the clay in the paddy fields are mined and baked in the kilns for making bricks. Clay stores water in paddy fields. If there is no clay, there will be no paddy field. In some places, the sand below the clay is mined after removing the clay from the paddy field. Next one is sand mining in rivers. The water level of many of our rivers, which were once rich, drops drastically after the rainy season. This is because of the increase in the depth of riverbed due to sand mining from rivers. It also leads to lowering of the water level in the nearby wells and ultimately to water scarcity. Many rivers, due to the increase in depth, have almost reached the bedrock level. This leads to bank shelving. Man extensively shelves river banks for sand. Shelving of fertile banks result in loss of life and property. Next one is destruction of hills. Earlier Keralais used to see lorries climbing the hills, but now hills traveling on lorries have become a common sight. With the widespread use of powerful land excavating machines, our hills are literally being transported by lorries in no time. Destruction of hills is common in Kerala now. Hills are nature's water reservoirs. Unscientific construction activities in steep slopes increase the possibility of landslides. What are the other activities that destroy soil? Deforestation, unscientific agriculture practices, excessive use of pesticides, etc. The next portion is seeking alternatives. Natural resources are for our use, but their unrestrained exploitation will lead to imbalance in nature. It is essential to find alternatives to reduce the damages caused to nature by the overexploitation of resources. Technology of making bricks out of waste from clay factories and plastics is available now. It could be used as an alternative to brick made from the topsoil of paddy fields. Use of rock debris for construction purpose instead of river sand is noteworthy. It is proven that rock debris is as strong and as durable as river sand. Children, this is all for today. Hope you all understand today's class and thank you.